Sardines represent one of the most nutritionally impressive foods we can discuss in the context of brain health and ND plus metabolism, yet they're also one of the most underconsumed and often rejected foods in Western diets. When we examine sardines through the framework of Alzheimer's prevention and ND plus support, the biological case is genuinely strong, but we need to address practical barriers and some legitimate concerns about sustainability and preparation. The nutritional profile of sardines is remarkable. They're extremely rich in omega-3 fatty acids EPA and DHA, which support neuronal membrane health, reduce inflammation, and create a metabolic environment that preserves NAD+ function. Unlike larger fish like tuna, sardines are low on the food chain and consequently have minimal mercury contamination. They're also rich in niacin, providing direct NAD+ precursor support. Additionally, sardines contain vitamin D, which is critically important for brain health and is deficient in a large percentage of the population, particularly in northern latitudes. The vitamin B12 content in sardines is also substantial, supporting the methylation processes and DNA repair mechanisms that work alongside NAD+ metabolism. The calcium content, particularly when you eat sardines with bones, is impressive and supports not just bone health, but also cellular signaling processes throughout the body. The combination of omega-3s, niacin, vitamin D, and B12 in one food source makes sardines genuinely exceptional from a nutritional efficiency standpoint. If you're looking for a single food that provides multiple critical nutrients for brain health, sardines are hard to beat. However, let's address the massive elephant in the room. Most people in Western cultures find sardines unpalatable or even disgusting. The strong fishy taste, the oily texture, the visible bones, and often the appearance of the whole fish can be genuinely off-putting. You can tell someone all day about the nutritional benefits, but if they find the food revolting, they're not going to eat it consistently, and forcing themselves to choke it down will create stress that could negate some benefits. Canned sardines, which are the most accessible form for most people, vary dramatically in quality. Some are packed in inflammatory soybean oil loaded with omega-6 fatty acids, which partially negates the anti-inflammatory benefits of the omega-3s. Sardines packed in olive oil or water are preferable, but they're more expensive. The sodium content in canned sardines is also often very high, which is problematic for people with hypertension. Fresh sardines, when you can find them, are nutritionally superior to canned, but they're highly perishable, need to be eaten within a day or two of purchase, and require knowledge of how to clean and prepare them. For most people, this isn't practical. The sustainability picture for sardines is complex. Some sardine fisheries are well managed and sustainable, while others are overfished. Sardine populations can fluctuate dramatically based on ocean conditions, and there have been periods of severe depletion. Checking for sustainable certifications like Marine Stewardship Council labels is important, but these certified products are typically more expensive. There's also the reality that sardines, being an oily fish, can cause digestive discomfort in some people, particularly those not accustomed to eating them. The high fat content can lead to nausea or upset stomach if you're not used to it. For people taking blood-thinning medications, the vitamin K content in sardines, while lower than in leafy greens, could still be relevant with regular consumption. The omega-3 content itself also has mild blood-thinning effects, which could potentially interact with anticoagulant medications. Let's also acknowledge the accessibility issue. Sardines might be inexpensive compared to fresh salmon, but for people in food deserts or low-income communities, even canned sardines might not be readily available or affordable as a regular staple. The preparation barrier is real. Many people literally don't know what to do with sardines. They see them in the store, maybe pick up a can out of curiosity, and then it sits in their pantry for years because they don't know how to incorporate them into meals. Sardines on crackers is the extent of most people's sardine repertoire. However, sardines can be incorporated into pasta dishes, salads, or even mashed and used as a spread. Learning a few simple preparations can make them more palatable and versatile. Adding lemon juice, capers, or fresh herbs can help offset the strong fishy taste for people who find it overwhelming. The realistic recommendation would be a 3 to 4 ounce serving of sardines, 2 to 3 times per week, for people who can tolerate them. They should be purchased in water or olive oil, not soybean oil, and preferably with sustainable fishing certifications. For people who absolutely cannot tolerate sardines, other small, oily fish like anchovies or mackerel might be alternatives, though anchovies are even more strongly flavored. In conclusion, sardines offer exceptional nutritional support for brain health through their combination of omega-3s, niacin, vitamin D, and B12, all of which support ND plus metabolism and reduce neuroinflammation. The low mercury content makes them safer than larger fish for regular consumption. However, palatability is a genuine barrier for many people, and quality/preparation matter significantly. For those who can develop a taste for sardines, they're one of the most efficient brain-healthy foods available.